Hello everyone, this is another video about Neil Gaiman's chart. I'll just have a quick look at his solar return for the first publishing of the first Sandman issue. I do mean a quick look. I'm not going to judge it at depth, and if this was a client's chart, a customer. Hello everyone. This is another video on Neil Gaiman's chart. I'm going to have a quick look at his solar return for when the Sandman was first published. I really mean a quick look. If this was a real NATO consultation for a client, I wouldn't begin with the solar return, but it's not, and it's an event we already know it happened, so there's no point in trying to locate it. I'm just going to highlight a few points in this return. This is his natal chart, his birth chart, and this is the solar return for the year 1988-89. The Sandman was published shortly after his birthday, at the end of November, and it was dated, I don't really know why, January 89. But anyway, the two dates are within the bounds of this return. Okay, let's start. The first thing that appears to me is that the NATO ascendant-descendant axis is highlighted by Saturn. Saturn is 29 of Sagittarius. It's conjunct the NATO descendant. If you like this trans planets, these weird bodies that are not really astrological planets, Uranus is right here also. It highlights the ascendant-descendant axis, so it points out that this is an important year, and it does that by using the planet that rules the natal 10th house, the career. When a certain planet is emphasized in any way in the solar return, it can mean either what it rules in the solar return, what it rules in the natal chart, or any of its essential natural significations. So Saturn could mean anything. In the solar return, it rules the 12th house, rules the first. It could mean anything related to Saturn itself, limits, difficulties, etc., or what it means in the birth chart. I think the other points in the chart point out to this way of judgment. We'll talk about it in a minute. So Saturn rules in the natal chart, in the birth chart, the 10th house of career, the 9th house of dreams, and the 8th house of death, which are obviously related to publishing the Sandman. It was a breakthrough in his career and involved dreams and death. The 9th house in the solar return is also emphasized by the sun. The sun is always at the same degree of the zodiac in the solar return. That's the definition of a solar return. But it doesn't have to be in the same house, and it's exactly conjunct the ninth house of dreams. What else do we have here? The eighth house is also emphasized by a very nice and strong Venus. So death will be important in this return, and it's a nice death, as nice as the natal chart death. We have the moon about to leave Scorpio, so she's about to gain lots of dignities. The moon can mean lots of things, but it could mean Gaiman himself. So the native will improve in any way. We have Mars here, who has just gained a lot of dignity. There's more to any solar return than just the event we're looking for always. And I don't see a clear connection between anything Mars rules in the natal chart and the solar return, but Mars rules the ninth house in the solar return. So ninth house affairs are obviously emphasized. Dreams are obviously emphasized. What else do we have here? Fortuna is very closely conjunct the natal 10th house. Sorry. The natal 10th house is at 25 Aquarius. Fortuna is at 24. So this is a very emphasized chart. I'm not using any stars. I'm not using any other Arabian parts, and I'm not checking anything from the progressions, but just by looking at the solar return, we can say that this is an important year, and it will be important for the career, and it will involve dreams and death and Saturn, which is not far from the mark. It's not very far from what happened if you ever read or if you know anything about the Sandman, the comics. So that's what I had to say about this chart. I hope you liked it. I think that the chart is very clear. It really wants to tell us what is going on here. So that's it. Bye bye.